What is up YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and in this video we're finally going to take a look at Mayday Parker in PvP. Oh, and who's this? Victor Mancha has apparently decided to drop in. He's going to be her teammate. So just a brief backstory as we begin our matches. Originally I was going to use 3 different teams, but upon using Victor Mancha and Amazing Spider-Woman, a team up I've talked about for some time, I discovered that they were absolute beasts. And then I figured, you know what? They deserve an entire video. I also think you're going to like my agent setup in this one. We're using the quick action Venom Launcher, then the Grace Note. Since that weapon has exploit opportunity, and we do have an electric, magnetic, static charge thing going on, to some extent, the Staff of Storms and its terrifying storm I think will really come in handy. In a way, it feels like it ties this team and setup together. So here it is, the Terrifying Storm, an AoE ranged magic electric attack, and it has Static Charge, Intimidated, and Opportunist. Not a bad AoE weapon at all. And then like I said, we'll go over to the Grace Note really quickly, and you can see Exploit Opportunity, Exploit Webbing, Exploit Stun, and of course that preemptive attack. We'll end up calling upon the power of the storm, and it actually ends up being really incredible with Static Charge and Near Fatal. It's sicker than I even could have imagined. Right now the enemy team is pretty hurt, and they keep getting stunned. But next on Victor Mancha's turn, we'll use his level 2, Magnet Man. And with that ability, things are going to go from bad to worse for this enemy team. First of all, it gets a little bit confusing because they do counter with the Mandible, but then Chain Lightning procs, and Near Fatal does as well. A Static Charge goes on Null and Nurkod, and Nurkod ends up disappearing before our very eyes. The same thing is going to happen to Null right after an Absorb Energy, and so there goes that Near Fatal. I know, it got a little bit crazy there at the end, and maybe that team wasn't the most impressive. So I decided to keep on with this team. Our next opponents end up being an Agent, Spider-Man Noir, and Rocket Raccoon. And of course there's an Agent, I don't know why I said it like that. We do end up getting a Grace Note preemptive counter, and also Absorb Energy. Also, finally, Mayday gets to attack. So we're going to use her Magnetic Maneuver, which causes magnetized and grounded to all enemies. After that, I figured we could go quite a few ways, but ultimately we decide on using her level 9. If our Repelled Uppercut connects, it could actually take down this agent. And there it is, with quite impressive damage. Really with not that big of a setup. Oh, and once again the Grace Note comes through with a very big hit. It also certainly helps that our agent's going to take the entire Blam 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 by himself. And after that, Rocket reloads. Mayday decides to gain an extra turn right then and there, and we'll use our Impact Webbing on Rocket. That also webs Spider-Man Noir and collateral damage procced as well. So at this point I can show you another reason why we use this team. Victor Mancha's level 1 has deadly crits, and with the snared AISO, we gain a guaranteed hit and guaranteed crit on a web target. That truly makes for a pretty impressive level 1. And following that discharge, Spider-Man Noir could be knocked out by anything. We'll use the Grace Note though, and it does 47k non-crit. So another win in the books, and this team didn't show any signs of slowing down. So on to our next opponent. We have an Age of Ultron Hulk and Quicksilver team. This team I can guarantee you will pack a punch. So what's Mayday and Mancha going to do? Well, first of all, Mayday takes a pretty big hit, but then we do get a Grace Note preemptive counter. After that Vortex Lariat, we're going to get a turn with our agent, and we'll begin with our quick action Venom Launcher. Envenomed, Incapacitation, and Near Fatal on all the enemies. Yes, please. Then following that, I was a bit worried about Hulk. So we kind of debated on using the Blackest Void, but ultimately we're going to stick with the game plan and use Terrifying Storm. It does have Intimidated after all, plus Opportunist. So who knows, maybe AOU Hulk won't be that big of a threat. It looks like it's going to do decent damage. And also we do have that static charge. It takes a little while to go off, but that's pretty cool actually, in this case. So following that storm, of course there's some Hulk up, and a Mandible hit. But that causes Absorb Energy and Near Fatal. Then on the Hulk's actual attack, he's going to take a Grace Note preemptive counter, and that does 27k non-crit. Too bad we can't place a snaring AISO on that. That would be pretty epic. But Mayday's going to get the finish with a pretty big Repelled Uppercut. And just like that, we have another victory. So that means we're going to squeeze in a 4th match. And this time we take on a 36k Enchantress team. Some of you may be thinking this is the real test. But trust me, these guys say bring it on. In this particular match, Victor Mancha got to go first. And so right away we affected their team with Static Charge. They also got Magnetized, Downgrade, and Radiation Exposure. That means Magnetic Maneuver is kind of overkill, but it also will ground them, and do a little bit of damage. Hey, it's a quick action, so why not? We're also going to get a second turn after this one, so we'll first go ahead and add some webbing to the enemy. Or on second thought, we'll use her Web Slingshot first, and then we'll use that level 2 to follow. We could have done this twice, but I couldn't resist the urge to incapacitate and disorient the enemy agent. We'll just take the opportunity to add more webbing later. By the way, if we did have something like the Relentless Rapier, it would be pretty great getting all these single target attacks. Mayday is just great for those unexpected but very beneficial extra turns. They're much appreciated. Now of course, Enchantress is going to do her worst. But after these magic missiles, hopefully we can stop her on her next turn. First, with my agent, we're going to use the Venom Launcher. But unfortunately the enemy Bruiser Safeguard agent is going to protect. The good news is he now has Near Fatal. And since he wants to protect so much, maybe we'll go with the Grace Note. Or on second thought, let's use the Staff. Well, either way it was going to be stopped by Cower. So not a great turn, but at least the enemy agent has to recharge on his turn. I'm assuming that had something to do with Downgrade. But now with the second round beginning, the Protector is out of the way, and we can start attacking whoever we want. With Victor, we do have stealthy attacks right now because of combat reflexes anyways. And with that snaring AISO and his deadly crits, we're going to attack the enemy beast. So we get a crit and we're going to get some static charge damage. I have to say it really is a nice little bonus. Oh, and Mayday decides to get another turn right now. So we'll use her level 9 on the enemy agent. This very possibly could knock him out. It has deadly crits and the snaring AISO as well. But unfortunately we end up uppercutting our own teammate. Well, at least the collateral damage goes to the other team. And on Beast's turn, we're going to dodge his first attack. So not bad. Alright, make that 2 for 2 on dodges. So now on the amazing Spider-Woman's actual turn, we're going to use her level 2 on Enchantress. She already has 1 stack of webbing, so this will equal 3. Because of that fact, she has to recharge and skip her turn. That's certainly one way to counteract Enchantress. Then we will use the Grace Note on the enemy agent, and it takes him close enough for Near Fatal to proc. Our next priority in my opinion is going to be Pestilence Beast, so we use another Dragon Claw. And that's going to be the end of the Horseman. Let me just predict right now that Mayday is going to get the final blow of the video, and she does a very nice amount of damage to Enchantress. So there it is, the impressive Mayday Mancha team, and if you have a name for it, let me know in the comment section below. Like I said, it really impressed me, and Mayday's only at level 9, so that's actually kind of scary for the future. We'll continue to level her, and we'll get back to her as soon as we can. As far as this one, that's going to be it, but I want to thank you all for watching, ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe. Then until next time, good luck, and take care.